Hello and welcome back to Just Code It. Today we're going to take a bit of a detour and take a look at this package called Crawl4ai. It's essentially an open source web crawler. This is the completed app. We're going to give it a URL. We're going to do the max depth and then total number of pages. Let's just do 5 and depth of 2. Strategy, include external links, then keywords. You can click crawl and it will start crawling the website. And then once it's done crawling, you can expand it and see the markdown. You can either download it as a zip or download it as markdown. That is it though for this app. I essentially just created this app because it was solving a problem for me. I kept on having to crawl websites and convert them into markdown. That is it. And let's get into the actual coding here. We're going to have a bunch of imports up top, and then right over here, we're going to do the Crawl4ai and then Crawl4ai setup. That sets up the, I think it uses Playwright in the back end, but don't hold me to that. I'm not 100% sure. The first thing we're going to do, though, is extract the title from the page. How we do this is it's passed a markdown as a string, and then the URL. What it does is it grabs the URL or the markdown symbol that stands for H1. After finding the H1 tag, it then uses either the H1 for the title or it falls back to the URL. Finally, we do a resub, substituting any, essentially giving it a list of usable characters and then substituting any non-usable ones with the underscore. After creating the title, we're going to build our strategy. We have 3 strategies. We have breadth first search, best first search, and depth first search. These are just different ways that a crawler can exploit the different links. Breadth first, it's going to go out, explore all the links on the same depth. And then depth first, it will go deep first and then traverse across. After creating the breadth first search, we're then going to create this best first. How we do this is this is where we're going to use those keywords right here, and we're going to take that and use this keyword relevance score and create a score that we're then going to pass into the best first search web crawler, where we give it a max depth, included URLs, max pages, and then the URL score. Finally, we have depth first. This is going to go in for this one 2 deep or however many deep you allow it to go first, and it will traverse across. This is less used for crawling websites. Here we do it with a max depth and then included URLs and max page. Finally, we just do this raise exception if a strategy is not known. Next, we have a update progress. This is just a callback that we're going to use to update the UI when we start crawling. You see how it gives us some information right there. That's using this right here. After creating the update UI method, we're then going to do an async function and make a method called crawl website async. It's past settings and then progress callback. It then creates a config using the crawler config runner. In there, we're setting the deep crawl strategy to, and then we'll use that method from above, build strategy, and then pass it our settings. Scraping strategy, that's just the parser. Verbose, we're going to set verbose to settings.verbose. I think we have it set to verbose though. And then finally, we have streaming. It's going to come back in chunks essentially. After that, we're then going to go to create this empty list of pages, then async with asynchronous web crawler as crawler. And then within that, we're going to iterate over the crawler, a run, with the settings and the config. This will return results as they come in. From that, we're going to do pages append, start appending it to this list of pages. And then we're going to update the UI with the progress callback right here, giving it the length, the settings to the max, and the URL. Finally, we're returning the pages. After creating that async function, we're just going to create essentially a wrapper for it, where we're going to do run asynchronous, run crawl web async, and then pass it the settings and the update progress UI. That is it for our functionality. That is it for the functionality of the core crawler logic. Now we're going to move on to creating essentially just a UI wrapper around it. To do this, it might make sense to go down to the main method first. Down in this main, we're just going to call a bunch of stuff real quick to essentially set up the UI. Here we just have the title, the markdown, and then we're going to render the sidebar. We're going to initialize our states, pages, progress bar, status text. After that, we're going to essentially wait until that button's clicked. And we're going to start the crawling where we run the crawler and we print success after it's done, setting the session state pages variable to pages and accept just to catch any errors. Finally, we render the download button and render the preview with a little note at the end just to do the Crawl4ai setup. That is essentially the event loop for this app. You can see it's showing up right now. We just don't have that sidebar. Let's go up here and put that sidebar in. Render the sidebar. We're just going to do the title and the input text. We're actually going to change this to 100. I was actually using this earlier and upped it a bit, but we're going to do the input text, then this sidebar slider, strategy, which is going to be a drop down with best first. We have that checkbox, which is the external links checkbox, keyword checkbox, and verbose checkbox. That creates a ton of settings for us where we're then going to do crawler settings and pass a bunch of that back through. We're returning a crawler setting from here. This crawler setting is what we created up at the top. It's essentially just an object that we're going to use to pass this data around. Where was I? The crawler settings. There we are. Here, we're going to return that crawler setting. Coming down a bit more, these are just some buttons. I'm just going to fly through them, render the download button. This will not show up until we crawl it. See if it will crawl, and it shows up. Yep, we have the download button. Oh, I think I might have forgot to render one of the download buttons. There are two download buttons that we're creating. The first one is where we combine all the pages and just make a very long markdown document, or then going to come down here and use bytes.io and zip up the markdown files and create a single level directory with all the markdown zipped up. One thing you could do, I haven't done, is essentially use the URL path to nestle them in the correct directory and create more of a structured format from this, but I haven't gotten to that yet. After that, we have render preview. This does exactly as it sounds. It renders the preview, which is right here in this expander, and we just have that markdown preview. Now that we're done, we can go ahead and run the app and see how it works. We're going to start with a crawl depth of 3 and a pages of 5. I do think there is one issue with this app, and I'm not going to go back and change it because I don't feel like looking for it, but the app always only does one less than your max page count. If you look at all these downloaded pages, it only gave us 4 pages here instead of 5. Essentially, if you're using the app, just add 1, or you can go over there and actually find it in the code and change it. It's just going to be a index issue. Now let's look at depth first. Yeah, let's reload, run it. Also, I realized that I'm having some issues. I forgot about this before I recorded, but the depth first search is not working for some reason. I haven't gotten around to fixing it because I never actually used the depth first search. You also should probably never need to use depth first search. It's better to go out than down when you're crawling a website. There's very few use cases for going down, but if you want me to update it, I will. The two that work are best first and then external links and keywords. That is it for this Crawl4ai UI wrapper. Please comment down below if you have any questions. I'll also put the GitHub link to it. I believe the GitHub's name is GoFetch. Oh yeah, GoFetch. So if you want to go look it up, that's also it. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time.